Hello, hello. Today, oh my God, it's almost the end of August. Can we just pay a little bit attention to that? And I just want to tell you that I'm quite excited about the change of the season, and I've been waiting for the change of the season as it is because a year ago, I've been moving to England and I was quite busy with the different stuff, internal, outside of my control, and inside of me. And it's just, yeah, I think I just did not really, because of how much of the change was involved in my life, I did not felt that it actually, the change of the season. So, and I'm quite excited. This summer in England was a very hot, extremely hot, but I'm quite thankful for what I've got from this summer. I am happy enough, and I'm more than thankful for myself for starting this podcast this summer. Finally, it happened, girl. You did it. I did it. So yeah, I'm excited about the change of the season. And recently I've been watching a different movies, different series that I want to just catch up with you on and maybe give you a bit of not advice, maybe an idea what you can watch on your autumny time. I do wanna say although that I do have quite a list of things that I planning to watch on in this autumn. So I know the series Gilmore Girls. I think so. I've never watched it. I think I've tried once, but I was not into it. And I know that if you can start to watch it on the 1st of September, I think so. If I'm not, I need to check if I'm correct or not. Then you finishing the first of the season. You're basically landing on a Christmas episode perfectly with a Christmas line in calendar. So I hope so. I hope so. I'm quite excited. So what I'm talking today about is that I do have a movies or a series that I love watching. I have quite personal list with a few movies, cartoons that I'm ready to watch anytime in my life, basically. It's one of those, of course, if you know, you know, it's a Twilight. For me, Twilight, rain, clouded weather, thunder, autumn, coldness, vampire vibe, chef's kiss. I know that lots of people do not like this movie, but give it a go. Just take it easy in a way, like, don't take it seriously. Obviously, it's just a movie, come on. But there is some beneficial for you. It's very beautiful views in there. Yeah, the plot sometimes can be questioned, but I promise you, you can, if you try, you might find something good in it. And that's this movie series of movies, Twilight, is on my list on autumn, and hopefully God will allow me to have some um just a wonderful moments watching it when it's cozy inside, a bit of rainy outside, and rain tapping on the window, and you sitting with a cup of tea and something nice. Um, yes, Twilight is the top one for me for autumn. Um, I started to say that like I have a huge list of autumn things. Actually, I do plan to. I want to start a new tradition for myself. I want to do a notebook with the different just moments aligned. Basically, that was my autumn of 2026, and writing down, of course, as a journaling can help you to calm your nerve system and navigate you in your thoughts and just put it down on a list so you don't feel overwhelmed by that, and organize your thoughts sometimes help you to feel that it's actually not as scary. um that what I want to do. I do want to organize and actually change a few beats in the house because right now it feels more summery rather than autumny. And I'm looking forward to that because obviously I do not have any time for the autumn season yet in my house that like I actually can decorate stuff, and I'm looking forward to that. And I also, ooh, I can recommend a book for you for the Twilight lovers, if you are one, or you just like vampire thing. So you can read a book called Crave. Tracy Wolff is an author that created a brilliant series of books. For me, is the actually very close vibe to the Twilight. This mood of powerful vampires, a lot of different adventures, a lot of what is going on, and quite a cool love story in it. It just stolen my heart. I think it was one of the first ever fantasy books that I've fallen in love with. So, in a context for you, I do love reading, but I've never ever thought that I like to read fantasy romantasy books because I just thought I do know. And reality is I like it. Yeah, especially the one that 18 plus, of course, because it's less restrictions obviously, and deeper deeper connection with the characters. You know. Yeah, and that's how my first ever book of romantic fantasy just got into my heart, and I truly recommend it. Tracy Wolff, Crave. If you never ever heard of it, never ever read, just give it a go. Just give it a go. So for me, um, those things that I want to read, I'm actually waiting for the Akatar series um, new book. It's coming in October, in the end of October. Also, the fourth wing coming in the end of September. When is my birthday? Um, I'm quite. I think I want to read the books, but I do not want to go full in it. So I'm just not putting high up goals because sometimes I can read lots. There have been years when I just like had 200 years, 300 years books in a year. Girl, that's a lot. I can read fast, but right now I just understood that sometimes it can be an escapism too, that you just try to escape your reality and hide yourself in the books. And as it's a good guilty pleasure, you just, and it's like legalized, there is nothing wrong with that. When you're telling people I'm reading books, they're like, oh, that's great. But sometimes you just can go too deep into that and forget about socializing and stuff like that. So you don't want to you don't want to not have balance in your life like this. And yeah, I think it's a bit a chaotic podcast today, right? I know, but I do want to create a list of things that I want to do in autumn, and I feel it that it's just is one of my crave. I wanna bake cinnamon rolls or something autumny, actually autumny. So you know the smell in the house, and it's very good for you, and just cozy. um, let's get back to my movies and series that I recently watched. I think I will start with recently ones, the most recent ones. It was yesterday. I watched a movie. The Last House. It's on Netflix. And let me tell you, I'm not a big fan of horrors. I slept badly today. It's nothing really scary now. They didn't. I loved it. They didn't have jump up moments when you're like, like that. They don't really have that, or at least I've not noticed it. But I think for me was cool to know that you can just watch something like this and it actually does not scare full you of you, and you're like, oh my god, I cannot watch it because how would I sleep? I don't want to go into the room because it's dark. It can happen. Yeah. So The Last House is actually a very intriguing movie. You watching it, and I was actually questioning, who are those? What happened? I was thinking aliens. Aliens, if you know, you know. And I think in this movie there is much more deeper thoughts also too, because there is a family that, well, if you're watching a trailer, you will see that. So, but if you do not want to hear anything about this movie, um, just skip a bit. And I think this family got stuck in a house, not by their choice, and apparently everybody in the world also stopped, and the rain started. So everybody was trying to get out of the houses. They couldn't do that, and people had to live with what they had in the houses. And obviously some people did not have any food. Some people was just left all by themselves, and lots of them didn't know what happened, what's going on, and they was just communicating with each other with a board through the windows and just saying hello, how are you, and stuff like that. I I was questioning lots of it in the movie. I was like, who closed them in that? Why? It's a deeper social questions as starvation, um, humanity in the way of humanity to the closest one to you, how you actually will deal with a dog that running out of medicine and it's old and you're stuck in the house and you cannot provide the medicine for him. And you have two kids that are quite upset about what's going on with the dog. Yeah, this movie definitely held my attention for a long time. I think in the end I was a bit, I will not lie, I was a bit disappointed in the end because I expected a bit like more in the end, some a bit, not action, no, but it's just a bit like actually grand finale. But it was a bit of goosebumps when in the end, I think even right now we will be spoilers. If you do not want to hear them, just escape. Skip for like 2, 3, 5 minutes. And I think when they are, I have a theory that they've died because everything in the end looked so white and looked so easy. So they escaped and happily ever after sailing on a boat. They dreamed about it, yeah, I know. But still, but still. And of course, I love that moment when somebody else answered, and there is some people that actually survived, which was cool. I think this movie, I give it a go for everybody to watch. I would say if you never watched it, watch it because it's kind of interesting. This opportunity for you to be with your family 24/7, you don't know for how long you're stuck in there. You just you just in one house really. You don't have that much to do. You have only what you have, your resources. How you will deal with that is up to you entirely, and how you'll survive, it's up to you entirely too. I loved it. I think I like quite like the movies that about survival. And I have a book that called The Book. It has lots of things about surviving, and I was almost, I don't know, entire movie thinking, how good that I have some seeds, how good that I have this book and everything. Not like it's gonna change anything, of course, but it was just, yeah, I'm a bit of like panic mode when watching such a movies, but because I actually believe those actors. The how they played was nice. I did not really enjoy the change of actors when they like got older. The kids. Um, I don't know. It was just questionable because the girl started to do a bit of questionable things, and I'm like, yeah, you could have known right. You could have known better. But who we are to judge, isn't it? So, yeah, The Last House is a recommendation if you never ever watched it. Also, I watched A Stranger Things. It took me some time to watch it because, well, obviously there is 5 seasons in Stranger Things, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I heard lots of good, positive reviews about it. It's quite interesting, but I also was afraid to watch it because I heard it's scary, can be creepy, and that this one actually more creepier than The Last House, and The Last House counts as the horror movie. I don't know why, but it does. So, the Stranger Things overall, I liked it. Um, I think my favorite season is season one when everything's starting, when they're just discovering everything. Season two was definitely not my season. Season three is in my heart. And season five, I did like it, but like I liked Nancy, right? I liked her as the character and her boyfriend, but along the how the series goes, I see how they're losing the spark, how they're losing themselves, how they're afraid of everything, how they're just almost like giving up on everything and feels like more soft or like this. Don't get me wrong, it's just my feeling about them, and I was a bit sad about it. I think my favorite character was Max and Hope. Hope definitely was one of my favorite characters. Yes. And overall, I did enjoy it. And I even was like, when there's more, maybe there is something more. I know that there is some rumors about spin-off of the Stranger Things with the different characters, entirely different location and things going on, not linked to the Stranger Things as it is. We will wait and we will see how it is going. I think it's this podcast is quite a digest. Um, digest. It's quite a cooperation of everything that I have right now in my head going on. That I feel autumn is coming, and I feel great about it. I hope that you have a cozy nook for you, for yourself, and for the loved ones. And if not, you can try to build something for yourself this autumn, something cozy, something nice. And I actually probably want to share if the books, if some any finds of the books will be very interesting for me. I think as a bookworm, I can actually share something like this, and it might be quite useful for somebody. Also, trying to find the new hobbies in autumn, I think it's quite niche. I don't think so that it is, but listen me out. A new season, a crispy, cold air outside, maybe a fireplace sometimes, on nice aromatic tea, and the crispy leaves. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to me and to my very random podcast today. I don't even know how to describe it all over. I think I'm excited about autumn. That how it will be. My recommendations about autumn, how to cozy up in autumn. Girl, get ready for the autumn, or the boy, get ready for the autumn. Yeah, thank you so much for listening my podcast and watching this video. If you enjoyed it, thank you so much again for watching it entirely. And don't forget to follow me. It will mean a lot to me because I think I like it. Thank you so much and bye.